This will probably be a shock for everyone who plays Mario Strikers, but there is actually a reason to use manual mode. If you are already a manual user, then congratulations, this trick is going to be super easy to learn. But before I get to it, let's do a quick overview of all the differences between automatic and manual mode. I would assume that based on what I've seen, most people are using automatic. The reason for this is quite simple. Automatic just makes it easier to play the game. The largest difference is that when you play automatic, your character will switch to control whoever has the ball at any one point. This means that when you pass the ball, you don't have to press any more buttons, you just automatically get control of that character. Or if the character picks up a ball after a free clear, you will also get control of them immediately. Needless to say, automatic just cuts out a bunch of the clunkiness because when you play manual mode, you have to press L every single time you pass to get control of that new character. For this reason, one of the cons of using auto is that you don't have exact control over your team, but the majority of players are probably not going to care much about the perfect control and just want to play the game in a way that makes sense. Now let's take a look at manual controls. When you play manual, the game does not recognize that you passed the ball and you have to manually switch to the pass target. Basically, the biggest difference is that when you pass the ball, you have to click the L button at the same time. This is honestly really confusing and just adds a layer of complexity that most people don't want to deal with. Another con is that if you accidentally pass it to someone and don't gain control of the character, they are going to be controlled by a CPU who can basically do whatever they want. They will move and pass the ball freely and even dodge their opponents without any timing. Sometimes this can be a benefit, such as if the ball is being rebounded, they will always chase after it and do shots like a normal human would, but they're not going to make mistakes as they do it. Manual mode does have another use if you're playing duos and want to stay on the same character while your teammate runs all the other three, then you can use that as well. So as you've probably seen in the background already, what I'm talking about today is a technique that you can only do if you are playing on manual mode by yourself. Because manual mode allows you to control a character that doesn't have the ball, you can use your controlled character to team tackle the ball carrier. Team tackles up to this point are a pretty underused ability. They bring it up in the tutorial and everything, but I don't think anybody's really mastered it yet. And honestly, I think the greatest use of team tackling is offensively into the ball carrier. Not only does it shove every opponent out of the way, but it's also extremely fast and hard to react to. Check out some of these examples that I did against CPUs. Keep in mind the CPUs are on easy, so it's not a perfect example of the true potential of this technique. However, it at least shows you an idea of what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to call this technique tackle boosting for the purpose of using it on offense. It just seems a little bit better than just reducing everything to team tackle. Anyway, tackle boosting is really easy to set up. First, you have to have control of a character, preferably one who is speedy and has a lot of strength. Then you're going to pass the ball, but do not press L so that you maintain control of the speedy character. Since the ball carrier is now a CPU, you can charge up a tackle right behind them and push them into the enemy zone. Finally, as soon as the tackle hits, you have to press the L button to gain control of the ball carrier. This is going to let you do a charge shot while you're sliding. Honestly, once this strat is fully mastered, I can see manual mode being preferred by most advanced players. Though I will also mention all the downsides of using tackle boosting, mostly the inconsistencies. First of all, now you have to play on manual, which is going to add a bunch of complexity to your gameplay. And second, more importantly, the CPUs don't act the way that you want them to all the time. When you're setting up a tackle boost, you need the CPU to be traveling in a straight line. But sometimes they change direction, sometimes they pass the ball, sometimes they take an uncharged shot for no reason, and sometimes they just dodge you completely. I mean, come on, look at this one. It's like they were trying to dodge me. All of these inconsistencies are amplified when you're in enemy territory, to the point where it's almost impossible to use the technique at all. The CPUs are just much more likely to do something random if there's pressure from the defense. For this reason, I think the best place to actually do a tackle boost is right behind the midfield line. Around here, you have a lot of space to get it done, and the CPUs aren't going to do as many random things. Plus, if you do a perfect charge tackle boost from here, you're going to get sent all the way to the crease line, which makes for an easy goal. Also, with a good tackle boost, you can even go into a hyper strike. The ball carrier can charge a shot while they're sliding, which means that by the time your opponent realizes that you're charging a shot, you'll be very far away and possibly knocked out some of their team. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to use tackle boosting much online, so this is not by any means a showcase of its true potential. I just wanted to make this video so that I can make it known to all of you guys that this strategy exists, and I hope to see it used in the future. Because whether or not I think people use the strategy is, well, up to the people. It's entirely going to be a question of, do I want to bother using manual mode just so that I can use this technique? Regardless, tackle boosting is definitely going to be used in duos and 4v4s. So even if it's not used by single players, I'll be happy if we at least see some teamwork between the 2s and 4s. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about tackle boosting. If you guys want to try it out on your own and let me know down in the comments, that would be much appreciated. And of course, subscribe for more tips and tricks in Mario Strikers Battle League. I'll be posting as much as I can as soon as I get more information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.